My name is Raymond Karchevsky, and I am a living Christ. Yes, I said that. Christ. I have a message for you. This is being addressed to every living man, woman, and child in the world. This includes the billions of civilized persons who are now living in the hell of the intellectually organized, civilized societies throughout the world. You see, it is a fictional world constructed by the imbalance of one's non-dualistic subconscious mind and the satanically ruled and controlling dualistic intellectual conscious mind that is within each and every one of us. I'm speaking to you of the truth, not the conditioned illusions that have been taught to you through myth, legend, superstition, and training by schools, by governments, by religions, for they have given you a false reality, and you believe that to be true. It is a fiction. You see, it's based on words. It does not have but a scant amount of energy of truth in it. That is why it's effective in mind control. And you are being influenced through that mind control from your birth on until your death. And this is a fictional world, a fictional reality. It's only in your heads. And they must keep reinforcing those ideas that they program you through media, through news reports that are false. And they constantly reinforce the illusion of that which is going on in this fictitious world. You are all satanic slaves. You're living a lie, a fiction, an illusion. And that is your suffering reality. None of you know what truth is. You're merely worshiping the ideas of truth that have been drummed into you. You worship ideas, images, words, definitions, while you ignore the nameless, undefined energy of truth, which unfolds in every eternal moment of now. You see, truth is timeless. If you are caught in time, you are caught in unreality. And that is what your life has become. And you feel it every day. You feel trapped. You feel enslaved. And you are. But it's by your own consent. It's by your own agreement. You've been hoodwinked by satanic wordmeisters who twist and turn using legalese, a language restricted to satanic courts. Yes, our courts are satanic. Our judges are satanic. Our prosecutors are satanic because they're all based in intellectual power. The power of belief. They have no power over you. You see, they are fictions. They are products of your mind. You are the living man, the living woman. And you conjure up governments and religions and banks and corporations in your minds. They're fictional definitions, words based on words. They don't really exist except but in your intellect, your memory. This illusory, divided and opposing, intellectually constructed world has existed since the beginning of time in the dualistic mind of man, the satanically ruled, civilized man. You will note that the world we live in is a dualistic, opposing, conflicting hell. It's based in suffering, it's based in power, it's based in exploitation, separation of the rich and the poor, the powerful and the helpless. You all consent to that because it's unreal, it's false. It doesn't really exist but for your belief of it. And that's how hell is controlled. Yes, you're all living in hell, and I'm living in hell with you, but I'm not of it. I speak the truth. I do no harm. I tell no lies. That puts me aside. I've transcended the intellect. It has no power over me based on my beliefs. For I have no beliefs. I operate in truth, the what is, in the eternal moment. And that's what happens when you act out of time, when you act in truth. You are the God of your own life, because in your subconscious mind, you are based in non-dualism, and that is the nature of truth, the what is. There is no opposite to truth. There is no conflict in truth. You see? However, as I said before, we're in hell. We're living in hell. And hell is the dualistic conditioning, intellectual conscious mind. That is where concepts and ideas are formed. Those concepts and ideas become more powerful to those who doubt themselves, and they give up their sovereignty, their oneness with all of creation, and they become self-doubters. They become victims. They become the dependent, the reliers of others to provide for them, looking for a ticket out of hell. Can't be done. When your consciousness is split, divided, and opposing, you must act that out. And that's what you're doing. And the setting for all that is here and now in this unreal world that we have created for ourselves, this fictional, civilized world. That's what hell is. You have been lied to all of your lives. You have been under mind control, satanic mind control, all of your lives. You worship ideas. You worship words, like in the Bible. In Genesis, the very beginning of the Bible, said, in the beginning, there was the Word. You understand that? Already you are redirected from what is into focusing your attention upon the Word, And you can make that word anything you want, including God. And that's what you've done. You worship words. You worship false gods. You violate the first commandment of the Christian religion. Thou shalt not have strange gods before me. That was truth talking. And another way of saying that is, thou shalt not have false definitions, ideas, masquerading as me. Truth, God, the what is. That's who you are. You're not the victim that your intellectual mind tells you are. You are not under the control of satanic government and its laws. I have proven that in the courts of Oregon. I challenged them to prove jurisdiction over this living man. Some 20 plus hearings and 2 trials where I stood sui juris, spoke for myself, non-dualistically. I did not depend upon a lawyer, a satanic lawyer, to speak for me, which is what you do. That is when you lose your legal status and you become regarded as an infant in the eyes of the law, the satanic law, and are deemed incompetent to represent yourself. When you seek a lawyer, you automatically admit to being incompetent in the eyes of satanic law, and many of you are. It is a fictitious realm, a deceitful realm, a dark realm, and it couches itself in high-sounding principles. But the result speaks for itself. Understand, this has been going on since the beginning of time. This is what you call history, found in words that you have been indoctrinated to believe in. That is how you are controlled by the satanic forces in the form of other men who are called leaders. Hell is composed of the dualistic split of the leaders and the led. That's dualistic. That's hell. One will not find that division in nature, for it is only found in the fictional words through satanic hypnosis. Yes? You are all satanically spellbound when you believe in words that are conjured up by an intellect and has no other place in reality but for that defined reality that you call civilized world with its rules, its satanic rules. You're in hell. You're all in hell. Oh, I know that upsets you. But you see, that is the proof that you are in hell. Because if I were not telling you the truth, you would not be disturbed. You would not be outraged. But you are. You will defend your false reality with every ounce of your energy. Your Christian book of the Bible is satanic, for it refers to God as the Word. Understand? That's how you've been hoodwinked. You don't know what God is, but you know what the Word is by definition, definitions that have implied into you. Understand? That's your false reality. That's your lie. That's your civilized world. Now, Those of you who have been aware of me, I have been writing and doing videos on the internet for 25 years. I seek no following. I have no organization. I build no institutions. My videos, my truth, are my actions. Yet, I have an immunity that the satanic courts of our land cannot disturb. See, for I have, as I say, the immunity from satanic man's law. And that ought to tell you something. Yet it seemingly does not. Do you understand? I tell the truth. I tell no lies. I do no harm. I live non-dualistically, in a balance. But I must use the conscious intellect in order to communicate with you. But you'll note that the energy contained within the letter of the words that I use have a power of energy that you cannot deny. You cannot argue. It upsets every one of you because you are living the lie of being civilized, of being two-faced, presenting a fiction to the world, hiding behind a mask, afraid to be yourself, facing the world honestly, truly, holistically, wholly. That's beyond your capacity. For you live in hell, and you are inundated by the powers of hell. And you know no way out. My videos have the answer, but only for those who are brave enough, who are honest enough, truthful enough to venture off and look at themselves and see themselves for who and what they are in the mirror of truth. That is the purpose that I serve on the internet. I am that mirror. I am that Christ. I am that simple man of truth. Though there have been campaigns to destroy me, they have declared me to be dead. And the powers, the satanic powers that control this government, this world, in the form of the New World Order, they've been trying to destroy this living Christ for 25 years. They have failed. So now they just ignore me. Where are the news coverage of a man who claims to be a living Christ? You'll not find them when it comes to me. Oh, you'll find other stories, but they're all based on phonies, hucksters. Understand? They are dualistic, and therefore they can be exposed. But with this living Christ, all that is exposed is the living truth, the oneness, the non-duality. And that does not serve their purpose. So you'll find no news coverage of a man called Raymond Karchevsky, the living Christ. You'll be hard put. Even when you locate the 500 plus videos that I have made over the past 25 years, you'll find double-digit numbers of tampered counters on corporations like YouTube. I bring to you that which has been missing in this civilized world since the beginning of time. I bring you the same message that Jesus of Nazareth brought. He had a public life of 3 years before they killed him. If he were the Son of God, what does that say about those who killed him? You understand? And those who killed him have written history, created religions, naming him the Son of God. But they killed him. Doesn't that tell you something? Are you that dense that you cannot read between the lines? Can you not understand that Jesus, like this living Christ, was not recognized in his time? You understand? Because they indeed did kill him. That's the threat that he posed to the ruling satanic forces of his time, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the political, the religious leaders, and the scribes, the media. He threatened the whole bunch, as do I. In this lifetime, I threaten the New World Order, the United Nations, the American government. They're all fictions in your heads. They're not real. But I'm still alive. And they'll be hard put to eliminate me by killing me without answering some questions. You understand, when I'm speaking to you, you haven't heard. You cannot hear this. It is verboten, forbidden. You must be kept ignorant of the truth. And you must thrive, become automatons, obeying, reacting to stimuli of false images and truth, words of truth. That's how you're controlled. You feel that you are conscientious. You feel that you are truly in the spirit. But you are in the spirit of the idea that has been transmitted into you through mind control. That's how you have been deluded. The most devout of you are the greatest blind believers because you don't know a damn thing about truth, about what is, about God. Because you can't see. You're not capable of being aware of any given moment in time. For that eternal moment is the only time that one has access to truth. So you live in the after moment, which is memory, trained memory, reactive, mechanical, responsive memory. You're the living dead, and you have been called persons by law, by satanic law, and thus have been reduced to subhuman. You are not living men and women anymore. At least you're not regarded as such by the satanic authorities that rule you. You're regarded as persons, property. because they created you. And that creation is a fiction as much as they are the creation, the fictional creation which created you. You understand? The complication of that for the average publicly educated mind? It can't grasp that kind of subtlety, and therefore it plays right into the hands of the satanic forces, which create explanations of what Satan is, and that's misdirection. As long as you follow the misdirection, you will never know that you're being slickered right then and there. I break that spell. I ask you to look at this living man speaking to you. Can you feel, can you see the flaw of hypocrisy in this living man? Or do you see the non-dualistic energy of what is being spoken? That's what truth is. If you can understand, not believe, but understand, stand under that which you see as truth, you shall break the spell that binds you and makes you a slave. You will destroy hell on earth that you have created through your beliefs. And you will create a heaven on earth, which is truth, love, non-duality. Understand? That's what heaven is. No conflict, no contradiction. How many of you know that contradiction, in essence, is what truth, a lie is? You understand? It's just the opposite of what you are led to believe. If you are conflicted, if you are contradicted, you're living in sin. That's what sin is. And your own satanic forces tell you that you, the person, the non-living entity, are living in sin. You're born in sin. And you believe it. Hot damn. Let's get on with life. What's it going to be? Are you finally going to get smart? Return to your God-like intelligence? Or are you going to continue living the hell that has become your habituation in illusion? Think about it. Understand?